What's up? Let's
Hey.
go. Jana back in the
She's
house.
back. We've missed you. What? I mean, there's a loaded question, but like, what have you been doing? Where have you been? I feel like it's been so long.
Answer that. Yes, answer that. But first, let me just, if you don't know her, Jana Warnecke, super awesome free thinking lesbian on Instagram. She was the head of the Florida chapter of Gays Against Groomers. She's helped me through a lot of conversations over the last year, probably. Yeah, I think we're coming up on our year anniversary,
Oh my
right?
gosh,
Yeah.
has it been a year already?
Yeah, it's been a year.
Holy
Let's go.
shit, that's crazy.
So we've been talking off air. You've had a lot of stuff going on in the last year, and we're super excited to have you. We're super excited to have you back and get to
catch up.
Yeah, want to know. So yeah, what Colleen said. What you been up to, girl?
Well, first of all, hold on. Before you answer that, show everybody the shirt. People are probably going to ask where you can get the merch.
Well, I mean, I feel like here, I got to get right with the camera.
There you go. Yeah.
I think that a lot of the time I just see them on TikTok. So I guess I always assume that everybody sees these. But I mean, I guess if your algorithm, you're not really interested in that stuff, you might not find it. But I'm pretty sure if you put it in a search engine, you'll find it. I don't have any. Why I don't do merch, I don't know. But I mean, I'll wear it for other people. Like I wear that.
The victim shirt?
I wear it all the time. I wear it all the time.
Right?
I love it. It's one of my favorites.
Rep and Vindicate. He's awesome.
I literally wear it all the time. So, like, if anybody wants to give me a shirt, I will wear it. I love a good shirt.
Kenneth, what's up? Bruce, what's up? Jody, always good to have you.
Papa Birch.
Yeah, Papa Birch. Let's go. Have you done the Trump dance in the Trump shirt? Like, have you seen that everywhere? You do the Trump
course.
dance?
I do it. I did it before the election. You know what I mean? Like I was always a Trump girl. I don't know. I like people that are rough and tough. I always have been. Like that's just how I connect with people. Like, you either love me or you hate me. There really is no in between.
There's no middle?
None. Like you might like a video, but if you watch my content, you either love me or you hate me. You're either following me because you think I'm super awesome, or you're following me because you think I'm super annoying. Or you just unfollow me because I'm just so not cool.
Oh, that's. Did you lose a lot of followers over the election?
Oh, yeah. Well, I always lose followers and I gain them, and because I don't limit my content. So like I'm really a big pro-lifer. I believe that all life matters, no matter the circumstances. Like that's just me personally. And so I feel like I should have to, you have to speak out about that kind of stuff. And well, some people don't like that. Like they really get offended. I'm like, you're offended over not wanting to kill babies.
Oh, we're gonna get there. Don't go there yet. We're gonna get there.
But that's like as far as my following and everything.
Oh,
like
that's the
reason, no, that's not the only reason. But since I do so many extreme topics, like you would have to be like a real free thinking individual to be able to maintain me on your feed.
Right.
Because some things like you could agree with me, right? But then other things are like, oh my God, I would never.
Yeah.
So I think I keep the ones that matter.
Ken Walters, what's up, dude? Love you ladies, but you aren't going daily now, are you? I'm running out of podcast time. No, we're not going daily at all. This just kind of manifested last night, and
from a quick phone call check-in, it was like, yo, you free tomorrow? Let's do it. Go. And here we are.
But no, we're not daily at all.
I don't know if you have it, but on my Instagram, like it was just funny. Like I rolled past Harris Instagram, and it's a video of this lady like hysterically crying because she's in the room with her.
Oh
yes, I have. Yeah, I did see that. Yeah,
I'm like, I can't even imagine being
So
like
you're
that.
saying you wouldn't cry if you met Trump in person? You wouldn't sob when he,
I mean, like, it would have to be like a real moment.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I don't think that initially, like, just because I've actually seen Trump speak. I went to Turning Point a few years ago. So, I mean, I was in the same room as him. Like, I mean, and I wasn't hysterically crying, but I don't know.
This thing.
Yeah, I just think it's like how big she is. Look.
What is that about? What is that about? I think you understand. I'm pretty sure you know. Oh, it's gonna be good. We're gonna be good.
But I thought the white ladies didn't come out for Kamala this year. I thought that was like the number one main complaint was that they didn't come out for her this year.
Well, neither did the Hispanics.
Fine. We're gonna be fine. We are all in this together. Yes, we are. We're gonna be fine. We are. Yes, we are. Yes, we are. Did you get some spices today? You did.
Spices? Get out of here, dude.
Oh, it's all good. It's all good.
You know what? It's fine. Like whoever your heroes are, if you meet your heroes, I'm not even one to say anything about that. You meet your heroes and you love your heroes. That's cool. Look totally fake as shit though.
It's fake. I'm sorry. Like nobody's like instantaneously crying because somebody comes in the room. Don't give me that. Like don't give me that. Like she's done amazing things. Like what? Give sex changes to prisoners while they should be like, being locked up and not have the privilege to change their gender. So literally she like is cool with men being women's jails and prisons and getting transitions under the taxpayer dollar. Like these are like it's not like policies like you're like, wow, this is like a mother.
No, girl,
Teresa.
it wasn't a policy election. It was a vibe election. You haven't seen that? It was a vibe. You're supposed to
that
vote based on
vibe
a
was
vibe.
dead.
I mean,
that vibe was dead.
It shows what happened if you only led with vibes. Like we've seen
vibes die quickly. So you might want to have a backup plan, perhaps.
Yeah, Bruce,
I'm not
you're
sure.
Right. It was a brat summer. You right. So we were talking a little bit the other night about what we saw, and you asked us what we saw here in New York because you're in Florida, and we saw nothing. Like I mean, yeah, people are upset. You could feel the mood. You could feel the, they didn't get it. I hate everybody who voted for Trump. Like you saw that all over the place or whatever. But there were no marches. There were no signs. There were no. It was quiet as compared to, 2016. It was super quiet.
Well, maybe they're super tired.
I was gonna say, like they had a lot of things to march for this year. There was a lot. You had Queers Against Palestine or Queers for Palestine. Right. You had, you know what I mean? Like you had a lot of stuff to march for. They were tired. It's okay. I get it. When they get their energy back, I'm sure they'll come back in January. Yeah. But for right now, it's quiet time. And, Trump was at the UFC.
Oh, yeah. I saw him though.
When Bones Jones did the dance and pointed at Trump, I was like, okay, so he's racist. Like it's Bones Jones. Like what? Come on.
Like everything's racist. Like they put words out there and they just love division. Like and Waltz, he's like, Trump takes the joy out of everything. No, like absolutely not. More people get more joy. Like, you know how much joy I got when I saw him ride up in that trash truck? I got so much joy in my heart. I just laughed and laughed. I had the best day knowing I was a piece of garbage. And then Trump pulls up in that truck like that. I was all like, this is my man right here.
Or they all in McDonald's on the airplane and people are losing their mind about
RFK.
Kennedy having some Mickey D's with Trump and losing their mind. They're like, don't tell me that seed oil is a problem and coming after our healthcare system because you're eating McDonald's. I'm like, it was a picture. It was a meal. Like it was.
As compared to our last one, come on now. Stop yourself.
Well, as a registered Democrat, I mean, I've never been registered Democrat, but you have, and from what I understand,
I am.
You're okay.
I've never been.
I am. I mean,
shit.
I voted.
Garrett, I apologize.
No, I voted hardcore Democrat for a lot of years, but I've always been registered Republican.
No, I'm a registered Democrat, and my phone would not stop blowing up. Text messages, emails, and I'm still getting emails, and they're still like, please help us, please. With what? It's done. It's over. Like, I mean, I obviously didn't send money, and I don't send money to shit like that anyways, but they're still in my emails of please send $50 for the Harris Foundation or something. It's done. It's over. Like,
oh, she's 20 million in debt.
Yeah.
She made $1 billion. More money, raised more money than Trump, and is in $20 million worth of debt.
Can you explain that to me?
I need you to math that out for me. So 10 million to Beyonce, 1.3 to Eminem, 3 million to Lizzo.
Oprah got the short change.
Lizzo got 3 mil?
More than Eminem.
Lizzo got 3 mil. What about Megan Thee Stallion?
Was she the one that twerked? No, it was Megan Thee Stallion that twerked, right?
Megan Thee Stallion's the one that twerked.
I mean, it had to have been like, it was less than 10 million.
Cardi B?
Hold on. I think I might have it right here. Let me see.
Oh, I got some shit for you. Here we go.
Because Cardi B was the big one where she wasn't endorsing anybody, and then all of a sudden she gets on national television. And
same thing with Usher. Usher's like, oh, it was on The View, and was like, I don't really, I believe that voting is like, a personal thing, and I'm not, I'm just not going to speak on anything like that.
And here they come.
And then Diddy gets arrested, and then now he's Harris, right?
Yeah.
Same, like, so a lot of these people that, what about Jennifer Lopez?
Jennifer Lopez.
Like none of y'all find this suspicious?
Yeah. No, I find it all the way. Hold on, real quick. We'll go there. Danica Patrick reveals how much the Trump team paid her, and it shows exactly why the Dems lost. Yeah. And it did absolutely nothing. Nobody gave a shit. And Danica Patrick, all the event rallies, interviews, social posts I did for free. Actually spent fair amount on her. Like, she spent her own money on her wardrobe. But to be fair, I can't twerk, so it all adds up. Like, if you're supporting a candidate, right, I would think you would do it for free because it's something you believe in. It's a person you believe in.
Service work.
Yeah, right. You think you would.
Mm-hmm.
No, not when you could make money and line your pockets and, have that pool. I mean, it's just service work. Like when I was traveling for Gays Against Groomers, and like I would go speak, like I wasn't getting paid. They might pay for my lodging or for my flights. Well, I'm just an average American, okay? Like, I still have to go to work,
Yeah.
So for me to fly out and to stay, like, in my food, like, they would pay for it. But, you know what I mean? Like, that was it. Like, you should be doing it because you feel like this is the right thing for you to do and you want to be of service to your country. And that's where they think that, like, they deserve something more than just, giving their time freely. Like, you're so important that you can't, like, donate your time.
You
really?
can't give any of your time away.
Like,
free.
That just, to me, just shows what kind of person you are.
How much do you think that Kamala got paid for doing all of the podcasts? as opposed to like Trump didn't pay any of those podcasts to be on. Like he was just on those podcasts, right? They invited him. They wanted him on there.
Well, even what's his name? Rogan. He invited Harris. He just wasn't going to have anything off of the table. And she wanted, I think, to do like 45 minutes and try to control the situation. And he's like, no, we're not doing that.
No, if you're gonna come on here, I have a lot of questions to ask you. Like we're gonna make this legit. This isn't gonna just be like a hey, how are ya? And
he was trying to find a person in her. Like he said it multiple times. He wanted her on the podcast because he wanted to try to find that person that could just sit and talk back and forth. And she didn't want to do it. It's like, but you're gonna pay for Megan Thee Stallion to twerk. See how much that helped you.
I just can't imagine.
Yeah, like, and he wasn't going to edit. Like they thought he was going to edit, I guess, and he wasn't going to edit anything. He doesn't. I mean, I've never seen edit breaks.
Here, I mean, at the end of the day, like these people are just trying to manipulate you and like appeal to people that literally don't have a brain.
Right.
Like if you're like okay with your policy majority of it being focused on women and the whether or not they can have an abortion or not, like it just goes to show, like, I'm sorry, you should have appealed to policies. Your mistake. And it would be nice to like see the Democrats go, you know what? Hey, this is what went wrong. This is what went wrong. And this is what went wrong. And this is why we lost. So that way they can identify the problem and then perhaps do something different in the next 4 years to appeal to the working class. Because just because you were raised in a middle class home and that's your answer to everything, like you're just not going to get very far. I don't believe you.
Do you think they will? I saw a post and it was just accidental. I wouldn't even know where to go back and find it. But I saw Van Jones. He put out a reel on Instagram and he's basically saying like, hey, you don't have to hate your neighbor because they voted for Trump. And then if you go into the comment section, it's wild. And all of them are like, no, I have to, if you voted for Trump, I can't talk to you. If you voted for Trump, I hate you. If you voted for Trump, fuck you. All this crazy outlandish shit. And it kind of made me feel like I don't think that the Democratic Party will reflect and will, hey, I missed something. Hey, I missed someone. Hey, and this is the party of inclusivity, remember? And hey, I didn't talk to that person. I didn't find out about that person. I didn't care enough to know what this person thought. I don't think they will. It's kind of heartbreaking to me, but I don't see it.
Maybe not the party as a whole, but I believe individuals slowly will come to their senses. I don't think every one of them's lost. I just think that right now, media has manipulated the masses in a lot of ways, and people are lazy. At the end of the day, like they're not doing their research, and as long as they could say something to keep them valid or keep them affirmed, like I really believe they don't really care what the truth is. They don't.
Yeah, fair. Here we go. Well, I see you, Bruce Wayne. Do you want me to bring it up? The Colbert Show. I don't know what that is. Hold on a second. I want to ask her this. I absolutely agree with you that I think the media brainwashed everybody. I definitely know I was brainwashed by the media, in 2020 and 2019, whatever. And I went along with every single thing that they wanted me to go along with. And kind of now that I look at it, it's just freeing, right? Like I don't have to, I can look at both sides. I can listen to liberals talk and understand them and hear them. I can listen to conservatives talk, understand them and hear them. And it's all good. It's all okay. We can have giant conversations about it. It's fine. the one thing that I feel like was the most important, and the thing that people are riled up the most about, are their rhetoric about women's rights. You know what I mean? Like, they made you believe that women's rights were going to go away, and women are going to wake up the next morning and be in the household cooking and bearing children and not going to work and not
You
doing
promise?
I knew okay. Yeah, I knew we might have a small difference of opinion on this, but like, what you're in Florida, which is the state of, women are never going to have any rights ever again. What rights did women lose in Florida?
Well, maybe I don't recall. I mean, I'm still having to go to work. And no man has played Captain Sabaho and taken me away. So I don't really see my rights being taken away now.
Can you still drive without a license? No, I'm just kidding.
Well, I have driven without a license and with a license. I don't suggest it. It's like kind of like bad behavior that might get you in trouble, but teach their own. However, I don't believe that any rights are taken away. People are saying healthcare, women's healthcare. So I'm just a little bit confused, because I am able to get a pap smear, get my breasts checked out.
Good, healthy breasts. We like that. That's what we wanted.
Awesome. But apparently, it's just like, you just can't abort your kid, at 24 weeks. You have to figure it out in the first 6 weeks here in Florida.
Okay, so
I don't think I'll have a problem with it.
Well, people are a lot of what we're hearing too is that there is a concern about IVF. I haven't heard anything about that. Like, have you heard anything about IVF?
Trump has literally talked about IVF and like promoting it. Okay. So I don't know what they're talking about. Mm-hmm. I think that they're just trying to throw out some false information because they're upset that we're trying to control their cervix. Meaning that, they can't abort, or they can't, inseminate. Like, I think that that's what they're looking towards, but I don't think it's a conservative. The people talking about it are usually the people that are doing it, right? Like, so if somebody's cheating in the relationship,
okay,
and they always like, "Oh, you're cheating, you're cheating, you're cheating, you're cheating,"
mm-hmm.
and the whole time you over here being a child of God, you're like, cheating where? I ain't got time to cheat. And then guess what? You find out that they were cheating the whole time, and that's why they're bringing it to your attention. I think it's a lot of deflection. I think that they want to control your body. They want to control your mind with this manipulation of the media. And they're manipulating you to believe that having children is a curse. And that, you know what I mean, only under the right circumstances will children ever thrive. Well, what about the ones that have been adopted? What about the ones that have been in rape and are successful, members of society? Or, I have a post that I posted of this girl with Down syndrome. Like,
I watched that. So heartbreaking.
It's like that. None of that matters. All that matters is me. And because of my bad decision making, because I did not properly protect myself, because, you know what I mean? Like, I didn't choose a partner to sleep with that I want to have a baby with. There is a human being that is literally being murdered because of your bad behavior. However you want to look at it. I've been with men and I have been with women. I have never had a pregnancy scare. Granted, I protected myself. No glove, no love. Okay.
Preach it, girl. Preach it, girl. Share with the world. Share with the world.
You know what I mean?
You should print that shirt. Who doesn't have that shirt yet?
Right? And I mean, it's just learning how to protect yourself. Like, I mean, I'm not saying be a prude, but if that's what you have to be to stop, having babies and aborting them, I think that that's a cool stance to take, and I'm really happy
So
to hear
you're
that a
for
lot of
4B.
women are taking that stance. And
You're
With
for
4B.
4B. Yeah.
You're
Yeah.
You love
you're a
4B.
4B.
I love that for them.
Yeah.
I did not believe that Donald Trump was doing God's work, but here he is. Here he is. The literally reverse psychology, wow, we should have started. We should have led with that.
I was thinking about it today, and if you have unprotected sex, you can can't you go get plan B? I mean, I know, and even and this is rough too, and nobody really ever wants to talk about this, but we'll do it anyway. But if you're if you have been raped, you can the hospital will give you the plan B to take care of that and whatever as you go throughout your life. You know what I mean? I don't.
Thank you, Bruce Wayne.
Bruce Wayne, no glove, no love. I know, right? Hashtag. Yup.
Thank you.
There's ways. There are ways, and like Madeline said, personal accountability. I'm not saying but it just there's other things to do other than get an abortion, is what I'm trying to say. Does that make sense?
100%. But this is what also people don't think about, is that they're like, these children that are, being impregnated by rape and incest. Okay, let me tell you, that's less than 1%.
Yeah.
And why would, on some level, okay, first of all, if a child is let's just say they're 24 weeks, like you're just noticing, like your kid, of 13 years old was raped and they didn't say anything, right? First of all, why would you want to abort the evidence that would convict her assaulter? That's one thing to think about. You know what I mean? So
I can think about. See, now here we're going down some issues that you and I might be whatever, but talk it. Tell me.
Here's my
think
problem
about it?
is that a lot of the time people get rid of the evidence and don't pursue criminal charges. And not only did that child was raped, or that teenager was raped, now they're burdened with the life that they aborted, that's at the end of the day, that's what happened. And are they addressing the issues that's going to affect all of that as a whole? I'm not saying you know what I mean? I have been raped. I have been sexually assaulted on several different occasions, and I never said anything.
Yeah.
I didn't get pregnant. But you know what? I wish I had, on some kind of level, because then it would have brought the truth to a head, and perhaps maybe I wouldn't have had such a hard life.
I get you.
You know what I mean?
I understand that.
I get, what your choice is your choice, and I 100% believe that. And I think that people should do what they think is best. I just kind of just bring my belief, and, if you agree, great. If you don't, that's okay too.
So I wish more people would do that. So there was a prop passed in Florida for 24 weeks.
Yes.
It was voted down.
Yes.
And then, so what is
6 weeks.
Okay. So, and you're good with that. You're good with 6 weeks.
I mean, at the end of the day, unless it's, a small child, and at that, I believe that there's laws put in there to place to help those children. But if you were raped and you didn't report it as an adult, what are you going to do? You're going to go get a plan B. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, at that point, you're not aborting this child. You took the plan B, it's when you're following it, not approaching it, not taking care of it, and you're waiting. 24 weeks is insane. Go look at what a fetus looks like at 24 weeks. And they're ripped out of the womb or sucked out of the womb.
Mhm.
Like, and they don't have any anesthetic. So that child, whether conceived uh um
Don't worry
with
about it. We'll get to it.
consent
Finish.
or without consent,
Mhm.
you know what I mean? It doesn't really matter. Like, there's still ultimately, when you're that far into the pregnancy, like, somebody's going to suffer, and that baby's going to suffer for something that they had no part in whatsoever.
Mhm.
Jeffrey Birchfield, states are taking that choice out of your hands. The choice of how many weeks? Is that what you're saying? Because
Well,
that's what I
it's
wanted
it's left to the vote of the people.
in that
So
state.
in that
Yeah.
state. So the people in that state collectively believe that they should not abort children up to the gestation of 24 weeks. It's 6 weeks. So it is, if that's important to you, right? You just move to a state that aligns with your beliefs better. At the
Yeah.
end of the day, it's still the people, we the people of the state, saying, "Hey, we don't want to do this." And
So wait, it's
you're
not just the state officials that make the ruling? Like
No,
there was.
no,
no,
you
you have to
vote on
vote
it.
on it.
Yeah, people vote on it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, yeah.
So like you had the opportunity. So the in general
So the
in the
people
state of
of
Florida,
Florida said no to
no,
24 weeks.
right.
Was there another option? Was there like a
No, that's the problem. Is when they write these, it's so extensive, it's so like far fetched that you're not even talking about middle ground. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I mean, okay, let's even, go to 12 weeks. No, this baby is almost fully formed at 24 weeks. I mean, you are now
Right.
showing.
24
You
weeks. Yeah.
you could literally have a delivery and they still live.
Well, isn't it 26 weeks is like not, I don't know why that always happens. I always get a thumbs up somewhere. But like I know some babies have been born at like 26 weeks and it's a baby. It might be the size of your hand, but it's got arms, legs, nose, eyes, like the whole thing.
Right.
And then they go into the NICU or whatever. And just to think 2 weeks before that, you're trying to say that it's not a baby.
And do you know what a fetus means? It's
no?
just
The
it's a Greek
definition.
word. It's a Greek word of offspring. People go, "Oh, it's a fetus. It's a fetus." It's just a stage of life.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah.
It's no less of a human than you or me. We're just at different ages and we're in a different location. That's
Mhm.
it. Like, and I mean, that's just why I think it's so important to have people speak up for these kids. I mean, I've always been,
I
I don't
know.
know.
I get it. We all but I want to have this open conversation because yeah, I get it. Just moving, and that's the argument, is just moving isn't easy for most people, I would assume, though. And like, yeah, you're living paycheck to paycheck. Yeah, I completely understand that. But so then my thought process, and you guys can correct me and tell me I'm fucked up, but then that's where the personal accountability is. If you know that you live in a state that it's 6 weeks, then maybe you'll treat sex more responsibly. Maybe you'll treat you getting your period more responsibly. You'll know when you get it. You'll know, you know what I mean? So maybe that I I just for me, of course, I've always said using it as birth control to me is not okay at all. But if you, as opposed to living in a state where it's 15 weeks or 12 weeks or something, and you live in a state where it's 6 weeks or whatever, like now you actually do have to take responsibility for the things that you decide to do at night, who you decide to sleep with, whether you're going to use, glove it or what was it? Hashtag
No
No
glove,
glove,
no
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 love.
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 You know what I mean? And
Mm-mm.
so some of me are like, I get it, but also too, it's your body. You should take personal accountability for what you do with your body, right? I don't know. Food for thought.
I think that that's a very sound piece of advice for anyone to take in general, because I think it's so funny that they're always talking about, what about the abortions? We need to get these abortions, but you're not talking about STDs. Why are you not talking about STDs? Maybe because you make money off of it, because there's medicine to be had in order to treat that. So you're going to overlook the STD part, right? You're going to be like, oh, they can't abort. They can't abort. Well, what happens when you get HIV, chlamydia? You know, there's some like one where the balls fall off. Like, man, that sounds horrible.
That sounds awful.
It's
I don't
luggage.
even
It
have
never goes
balls in
away.
them.
You just had it
Oh my
forever.
God. You know what I mean? Like, why are you not concerned about this? Like, I mean, I'm like, am I crazy? No, I can't.
It just kept going around so much about women's rights, and I do want to kind of talk about this more, because I just don't see it, and I'm not sure if I don't see it because right now it doesn't, like, there's none of
It doesn't affect you.
Yeah, I'm not gonna go have an abortion. I'm not sleeping with men. I'm not, I'm not 16 and making dumbass decisions. Like, none of that is, in my, like, right now
Right.
worry. Also, too, if you want to come at me and say, well, I'm not thinking about the rest of the women in the world, I am. But I'm also asking you to think about yourselves as well. Take care of yourselves as well. Care about yourselves as well. I wasn't fighting for you to not be able to get a mammogram or IVF or, we know how hard it was to get pregnant. Absolutely know how hard it was to get pregnant. I would never fight against that for another woman who's desperately trying to be a mom because she wants to be a mom. So it's just, to me, it's worth the conversation, but the left won't have the conversation with you.
No, they won't, because like at the end of the day, people like to go, oh, don't judge me, don't judge me. But we should be our brother's keeper. Like, if you're not doing something right, and it's really like, and it's all about approach, right? Is that like, there are people that can come to me and be like, well, you're fucking dumb, and blah 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 blah. Well, do you really think that they're going to have much influence over how I act or the way I think, or being able to change anything about me? Probably not. I think that these issues should be approached in love and kindness. The thing that they always talk about, but like never actually like follow through, which drives me nuts, because, if you were all about, kindness and tolerance and love, you would be able to communicate what it is that you're expecting from others from your own experience, because that's how you act. But that's not how they act. They act like grown ass children, like crying, like they're
or yelling or name calling. Like, you can't make
with no evidence.
You can't make a point without someone saying or ask a question or come from a different perspective without someone calling you misogynistic, some phobia, you're transphobic, you're homophobic, you're this, you're that. Like, you can't have any sort of conversation with anybody.
Well, it's deflection. That's all it is because they can't answer those questions. So instead, they'll just make it out like you're one way and just go with that rather than actually explain their position. They're just incapable of doing that. Like, and I'm not being mean.
Yeah.
No.
It's just like if you could accurately convince me that, to believe another way, then, I would be open to it, because I believe that everybody should be teachable. You know what I mean? Because there are times where I mess up. I'm not perfect. And I can be like, hey, Garrett, I said what I meant. I just shouldn't have said it the way I said it. And I do apologize about my approach. You know what I mean? Like, I try to stay humble so that I am always in a position to be able to receive and be teachable from others, because that's how I learn. I watch. I don't like read and get it. I watch others.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, let's get these 2 questions real quick. Jeffrey Birchfield, how can I be someone's keeper if they don't listen?
They can see your actions.
I would say
Actions
that.
speak louder than words. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I have a roommate, just in particular, alcoholic. I'm a recovering alcoholic, and I want them to stop drinking and stop doing this stuff. But me being like badgering them over that, isn't going to get them to stop. But them watching my behavior, like me going to meetings, me going and exercising, me going to therapy, those are the things that are going to show that you're not just talking,
But you're walking.
that you're walking the walk. And they
Yep.
go, wow, you know what? Like, I'm seeing what you're doing and I want to be a part of that.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? You don't really have to, like, you can call somebody out, and if they're like, well, fuck all the way off. Well, okay, I can do that. I just thought I'd bring it to your attention. My bad, whatever, and continue to do what it is that you do.
Mm-hmm.
But action speaks louder than the words. I am 100% advocate for that, because I've seen how impactful that is.
Jeffrey, and I would say this too. And my example would probably be CrossFit, right? When we came to CrossFit, I saw those people and I saw all this stuff on, and I was like, oh crap, I want to be badass like that. That's what I want to do. I would watch all of them. They were getting healthy. Their minds were sharp. Their bodies were sharp. They were, people well over my own age, right? And it was absolutely the most amazing thing ever until it became political. And then when it became political, it was just kind of like, oh, well, now my safe haven's gone. You know what I mean? And not that I didn't add to it. I, of course, added to it because that was 2019, 2020. So I absolutely added to it. But it's just but then all those people that I followed pre-2020, I followed into 2022 and then realized where my mistake was, right? Like, so I was watching Sevon, I was watching Bill, I was watching all of them before 2019 or before 2020, but I still stayed with them. I followed them to where they went and still watched them. And then I was like, oh, let me get out of this ridiculous fog I'm in, because it's not helping anybody and it's definitely not helping me.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess it's just be patient. I don't know. There's a patience level to it too, I think.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Well, and I think that, and I can only speak from my own personal experience or whatever, is that there's always that one thing that you start to question. And then I feel like that's the beginning of the snowball for effect.
Yeah.
Where then you start asking a lot more questions and you really start to lean in and start to read things differently and not only listen to the echo chamber that you are in, whether it's far right, far left, or whatever, whether it's your family, whether it's your group of friends, whether it's a community that you feel like you're supposed to follow every single thing the way that they do it because they are your community and they were there for you and no one else was, and all this type of stuff. And I feel like that for most people, especially like, again, in my experiences, there's that one thing that you start to question, and then the snowball just happens, and then you start to ask more questions and you start to listen to those very people that used to piss you off all the time. And then you're like, oh, wait,
they make sense.
Going back to your whole delivery versus, actual information, like listening to what's going on. I'm like, okay, the delivery might not be that great, but the message that they're saying makes perfect sense. And for me, the big question was, what is the obsession with our children? That for me was like when I started to really listen and be like, okay, something is wrong. Something is off.
Do you think the left dropped the ball on that? You guys have been talking about it forever. You've been on social media talking about that forever, right? Gays Against Groomers. They've been on forever. There's been multiple podcasts with this that are like moderate right or whatever talking about it. And the left just kept saying, hey,
it's not
that's
real.
Not really a problem. hey, that doesn't really affect anybody's life. Hey, no one's feeling that. That's like nothing. And
And
now
people are still saying that now.
yeah, they are.
That like it's not real.
A-
Like transing kids is not real.
And I
I'm
think
like,
they missed the boat on that and didn't listen. And I want to know what, because you've been saying it for years.
Well, I mean, they 100% know what's going on. Like they say that so that way they can continue to line their pockets with money from these people. Like they have lobbyists. Like don't tell me like they're trying to make legislation, well, Biden's administration was, and once Trump takes office, that'll be gone, on children. I mean, this is a direct attack because if you can attack the children, that's long term big pharma patients for the rest of their lives. A good possibility of being forever sterile. If they're not sterile, it's going to be so hard for them to have a baby that they'll be forced into IVF.
yeah,
Right.
yeah.
And like, so these are all the things that, you have to look at. It's like whenever money has something involved in it, it's just like, you're going to talk about abortions and how you want to keep them, and then charge the taxpayer dollar to fund them. But yet you kind of like leave out the devastation of sexually transmitted diseases, right? And that you also can make money off of that as well. So you don't bring it up to kind of just leave it under the rug so nobody notices it and you can continue to make money. Like everything's about money. That's why, though, of course they're going to downplay it because they don't want you to take away their funding. They're like, oh, you're just insane. You're insane. Stop it.
Do you feel like any of these programs, any of these companies were created from a good place and then it got to none of them?
Not one.
None. Yeah. You think
not me personally. I just don't think it, because at the end of the day, I mean, my personal belief, there's a man and there's a woman, and it is created from the get-go. Okay. Like if you have gender dysphoria, then you have a mental illness. I had, they diagnosed me with borderline or personality disorder. Whether I have it or not, I don't know. But I cut the hell out of myself. Like I had a lot of symptoms of that, but I did a lot of work around that and I got through it. And nobody was like, oh, Jana, yes, continue to cut yourself. I know that makes you feel better. You feel a release of all of those emotions that are pent up inside you from past trauma. Continue to cut yourself. No, they encouraged me to know that I'm better, that, I could heal, that I could get better. Those are the things that they did. They didn't offer a physical solution to my mental illness problem. And I think that they're looking for fast, like
instant gratification or whatever.
Yeah.
Right. And for it to be quick.
Yes.
They just want it to be quick, and
the choice has to be now so that the future can start to happen.
Right.
Yes.
Rather than just postponing what you're feeling, talking through it, continue to, focus more on the values of life than gender. I think that stop giving your kid a phone between the ages of 1 to 5. That's a good start.
Yeah.
Well, they did a really great job of making us all want to feel like we need to be marginalized. You know what I mean? They did an amazing job of being like, hey, come join us. In order to join us, you have to be marginalized. And if you're white and straight, the only way to be marginalized is they, them. And then also affirm your kids. Weird shit. Like, you know what I mean? It just, that was how they got them. It just wasn't even fair how they did it. It was crazy.
I said this to somebody today. I'm like, I don't know how I got so lucky. You know what I mean? Because I'll tell you the truth. Like, first of all, I've just never cared about being part of anybody's group. Like, I'm my own group. I'm just, I'm just that cool. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
even when I wasn't
Careful,
cool.
people might say you're living in vibe right now. You
Yeah,
better
don't
be.
vibrate. Don't be a vibe.
Hey, you know what?
You kind
When
of
it's
are a
my
vibe, though.
time to it's my time to go. I'm cool with that.
Yeah.
And while I'm here, we're gonna have a good time. But
Mhm.
I'm going to tell you 100% is that like I never cared about what other people thought. Like, maybe if you were really close to me, yes. But like as masks in general, like I could care less. Like people say hateful things on my content all the time. I could care less. Why would I care about what somebody has to say about me if I wouldn't even ask advice from them?
Right.
That's a really good point.
Like, I wouldn't ask you anything about how to live life or how to promote a business or how to be a content creator. I wouldn't ask you not a single bit of advice, but then be affected by what you say about me?
Right.
Come on.
The-
Like, this is just food for thought. Like, people take
yeah.
things a lot really seriously and take it to heart, and then they don't like kind of break it down and look at the bigger picture. Like, I'm gonna
Well,
be
do you?
broken up.
Hold on. I want to get this out
Yeah.
because this is pertaining to what we were just talking about as two-part. Bernie Gannon, speaking to the bigger picture, that's why it's always essential to tell the truth. Because people can forgive someone being wrong, but if you catch someone, politicians or people lying or in willful hypocrisy or manipulation, all trust in everything they say collapses. Yeah. If they, yeah, if they would just come to the table and talk about it, because how do you trust them again after this?
I mean,
Right? Like
like you did. I mean, I believe that people can redeem themselves, but I also know that like I have really good discernment. And so, like, I'm going to know whether you're going to be authentic or not. And once you have crossed me, like, it would take something quite powerful, to influence me to let you into certain areas of my life again. You know what I mean? Like, I can
and
always
that's
be cool
fair.
with you. You
That's
know what I mean?
fair.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yep.
like, hey, like I got love for you, but you ain't coming in this room with me.
Yep.
Babe, did you lose your question? I'm sorry. That was a really good point. My bad.
Oh, so this whole idea that social media came around to fill something. And I feel like what's happening is that the younger and younger that we're inviting kids to start using social media, because now as an adult, I can look back because I was the MySpace and then the Facebook and then Instagram came later. But there was this obsession to want to see who's commenting, who's liking me, who's validating my worth, who's telling me I'm good looking, who's flirting with me, who's doing this, because I didn't have it within myself. So do you feel like that is part of the problem, is that there is such an external validation from the masses, even if it's people that you will never meet, that you've never spoken to, that you will never ask for advice, like you said, that you would never trust with anything else in your life, but you're giving them the trust of hurting you, of controlling how you feel, of getting inside your head. Like, do you feel like it is a lack of self-fulfillment and being able to find your own fulfillment within yourself?
I mean, can it be? Absolutely, especially if you have a troubled childhood, and depending on your upbringing. I mean, Lord have mercy, I would have definitely cut off all my body parts. I'd be over here armless, stumpless, you know what I mean?
Mhm.
Like, just over here cutting limbs off left and right. Had I grown up in the social media generation, I think that kids that have people in their life that give them, like, I don't know, people that validate children to the point where they go, you are good, you are worthy, like, hey, calling them out on bad behavior, disciplining them. These are the things that are lacking. You know what I mean? That social media is, because children are always looking for discipline. They're always looking for guidance. Like, they might not know how to word that. No. Do I want to be grounded for a week? No. But I do want to know where my boundary is. And
how
that's
far I
why
can
I'm
push you.
tested.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And if I can push over you, then I need to get to the next person. You know what I mean? Because now I'm the big shot, you know? And I think that, like, social media takes that fear out of, like, you know, you wouldn't say some of this stuff in person. You would get knocked the fuck out. They would lay you out.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, half the stuff people say, I really wish you would tell me that and come to me and try and put your hands on me. Like that one video, this one girl's like, if I see a Trump supporter, I'm gonna.
Go ahead, try it.
You know what I mean? Like,
Most Trump supporters are fucking fit. So go ahead, try that shit.
I mean, like, I think it's absolutely, you know, outrageous. But I think that the reason these kids are seeking the telephone's approval, the social media's approval, is because the parents, 9 times out of 10, have given them the access to do that.
Yeah.
And, you know, maybe they are good parents and maybe they just made that mistake. But I mean, at the end of the day, we can't allow technology to replace family time.
Yeah.
To replace, you know, individual time. Like, you know, I have to be mindful because my nephew, he thinks a lot of me. You know, and sometimes I'll get so busy in my own life and he sees me and his whole face lights up. He's like, let's make a video, or, you know, let's do this. Like, I don't put him on my social media, but I'll make a video, like, very rarely. But, you know what I mean? Like, he just loves it. He's all about it. He could read off stats, like, to you about football players and where they graduated and what you know.
That's our kid too.
Your nephew would be great.
Yeah,
hang out with our kids.
too.
Same thing
for sure.
Like, he loves all of that kind of stuff. You know what I mean? He'll come over and he'll be like, "Oh, can I play video games?" I'm like, "No." I was like, "We have 2 golden retrievers. We can play a board game. Like, we can watch a movie together." But, like, that's just not part of what I'm doing. So he always knows when he comes over here, which is funny, is because I run a tight ship. Yeah. But he loves coming over and he loves being around me because he knows, like, I've always talked to him, like, Nicholas, I'm reasonable. You know what I mean? Like, all I'm asking is for you to do X, Y, and Z, and you do that, and we're all good. You know what I mean? Like, I've always been very precise in how I talk to him. I'm like, and like, whenever he's in trouble, I'm like, was there or is there something different I can do in the future to avoid this discipline action that I'm experiencing right now?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Like, and I've always talked to him like that, so that he could be mature in his emotions. Not saying he is yet, but I think that, you know, me taking that time and putting those thoughts into his head at an early age will affect him later on in life, because that's what happened with me. I had a grandmother that took me in and nurtured me, like, and it really, even though I didn't implement it quickly, you know, sometimes quickly, sometimes slowly, right? And that was me. I was just a slow learner. But I feel like Nicholas is going to be more equipped because, you know, we do that. Not to say he never looks at social media. He does. Yeah. But, you know what I mean? When he's with me.
How old is he?
He's 12.
Okay, yeah. So we're getting to that. Yeah.
And, like, and he has such a good, my sister always says, I might have had him, but he's all yours. Like, his personality and my personality are very similar. Like, I was really good in sports. He's really good in sports. He's very charismatic. He knows how to captivate a crowd. Like, he's very sweet. His demeanor is, like, you know, very, like, you know, just very cool, you know? So we're really lucky to, you know, have such a cool kid.
That's awesome. Hey, I just wanted to have some fun with you. I know we get you for an hour-ish because you do have things to do. You're a grown-ass adult. But I just wanted to show you some stuff. Get to have
Super awesome reactions.
super awesome reactions.
Let's do it.
2024! Let's go! I'm so excited. It's a beat. I had to come outside and get some fresh air. We pushed that motherfucking black vote while y'all sit up there talking about something. As we can see, more than half of America is racist. Refund this bullshit. A whole bunch of black folks voted for Trump, bitch. And remember, black.
She ain't wrong.
So as much as there was so many like, you know, devastating freaking I have to go crawl under a mattress somewhere or something. There was also a lot of really kind of cool moments of people coming together. Hold on, super awesome reaction to this. Hold up. So this one is probably my favorite.
Oh, we heard that. He heard the body. That's it. Still. How good is Johnny Bones? How good? Wow. He did the Trump dance. He did the Trump dance.
Like fire, dude.
Oh my gosh.
Like people they feel like, I don't know, somebody said it like a reset button, like everybody can kind of just be normal again. Jokes can happen again.
Like
everybody can just have a good time. No one's trying to be a dick to anybody else. We're all just, it's fun. It's jokes. It's a good time.
Well, that's the whole thing. I think that we're going to make comedy great again.
Yes.
Like, I mean, at the end of the day, we all have differences, and, you know, whether it be color, of your skin or eye color, it doesn't matter. Like, people will always discriminate.
Yeah.
It's part of life.
It's going to be out there.
Like anybody that goes, "Oh, I would never do that." You're lying.
Okay.
You're lying. Let's be truthful. And on some kind of level, it's actually kind of smart.
Everyone but Democrats.
You know what I mean? Like, you have to evaluate a situation or a person, and if something just seems off, 9 times out of 10, it isn't because of their color.
Yeah,
it's usually because of their behavior, their demeanor, the way, how they're acting, the way they're moving. Like, my friend, she's redoing her studio, and a contractor took $2,400 from her and left and didn't do the job. And guess what? We go to look up his name, and he's is currently being accused of sexual assault on a minor under 12 years old. You know what I mean? Like,
shitty person.
Normally,
yeah,
like you can look at patterns and go, "There's probably something not right about this dude." It's more than just that he took the 2,400. Normal people don't just do that.
Yeah,
like people that like have some kind of integrity don't do that. I'm not saying they're all sexual predators. It just so happened to be like that was what we found. But it's just like amazing to me that, you know, people don't understand that discrimination is not necessarily due to one's physical appearance.
No, it's not. You're just a dick. And now I don't like you. This one is great because AOC fucked up. And
yes, I know which one.
I have not heard. I haven't.
No, I haven't seen this one.
Yeah,
okay.
No, this is amazing because
this one.
My whole life as a female, I was told no means no, and here comes AOC talking about how no don't mean no, no means keep trying. So here we go.
Because no is not a final answer. We need to have the mentality that no means find another way. No means try again. No means look somewhere else. No does not mean stop trying. Okay?
My guess is that she didn't think this video through.
Not at all.
I don't think she thought that one through.
And I
Oh, my
forgot
God.
that maybe she forgot that no actually is a complete sentence.
Right. It is.
Didn't she go to college? I didn't go to
Yeah.
college, and I know that.
Bruce Wayne, that's what Bill Cosby did. Yeah, like AOC, my representative in the US Congress. I'm sorry, Bernie. What?
Sorry to hear that.
Well, hold
mine.
on. Last one before we go.
Yeah, go
this
for
will
it.
be the.
Yep. And then we'll let Super Awesome get back to her super awesome life.
Do you feel like this is going to be first day?
Yeah.
Prison.
You have
19
several
felonies,
times.
no convictions.
Yeah,
Knock it
yeah,
off. Prison and jail aren't the same. No.
Okay,
No.
okay. Calm
No.
down, calm down.
Only one of us has $12
Calm
worth
down.
of jewelry on. No.
That's funny. It's didn't they march for a felon and get a felon put didn't they get a statue of a felon put up?
Oh shit. Mic drop. Okay. It was great. Yes, they did. They absolutely did.
Oh,
You right.
I was just wondering. I'm not no judgment. I'm just
I'm gonna clip that. I'm gonna clip that. What's up? Oh man, yeah, I love Cat Williams. Yeah, that interview, I actually watched that whole entire interview. That was a fire interview. He fucks her up the entire time. It's freaking funny. $12 worth of jewelry. Yeah.
Oh gosh.
But hey, lady, listen, it was great to see you again. Thank you for hanging out with us.
anytime. My days off are Monday and Tuesday.
Well, now I know. Now I'm gonna
write that on your calendar.
I
I got you. You mean?
Well, you mean Colleen write it on the
I'll
calendar.
remember.
I will not remember anything.
That's okay. I don't remember much either. That's why I have my calendar. Well, thanks for having me on.
Yeah,
Thank
we
you.
love you.
Love
and
you.
We'll check you out soon. We'll definitely text you soon.
Yep.
All right. Have a super
Bye,
awesome
girl.
day.
You
Bye.
too,
Bye.
girl. Later. She's so fire. I'm so glad. I haven't talked to her in forever.
I know it's been a minute.
And she filled us in. If you guys that are left kind of remember a little bit when I wasn't gonna ask her on air because it's like whatever. I had Mercedes Chandler on the pod, and we had a great time. And
The couple times we had her on.
yeah,
She's
we had her
fantastic.
on a couple times. It
Yep.
was fun, and then she had like a freaking meltdown. And so she's not even like
She's not
one,
even active
yeah.
on social media anymore.
Becky
and-
Weiss like destroyed her.
Yeah. She Becky Wise, I guess, like
And
showed the truth of who she was.
it's
and
crazy to
it's-
me. You can say all that and she did not believe a word of the shit that she was saying. It was crazy.
She had all of us duped.
She had me fucked up. So
we complimented her and was like, "Oh
yeah,
shit!" Like
I was like, "Oh,
you got your
you're so
shit
young."
together.
But she
and-
is young, and I mean,
Mhm.
I don't know what else I expect from that.
Mhm.
But yeah, so that's where that is. If anybody's wondering about that, I know you kind of like remember that. So,
Mhm.
but yeah, that's what is the Mercedes in the shot. Yeah, yeah.
Mhm.
Soup needs a super fix up for
Mhm.
sure. That's funny. But yeah, so if you haven't seen Get With the Programming today, that shit was fire.
I started watching a
that
little bit
was
of it. I haven't seen the rest
super.
of it.
There were some super feelings happening in there. It was amazing. Those guys did.
It's nice to see three
Grown-ass
very
men have
grown,
feelings. Yeah.
masculine men have feelings.
But
so.
feelings in a stoic way. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Not us feelings, but
Wait,
stoic.
did Chase cry though?
No, he did not cry.
Poor thing. He's a dad.
I know.
He's like he loves his kids. I just love that his daughter, every time that he goes to make his brilliant statement and his brilliance starts to come out and whatever, and she pops up and he's like, "What?"
She's so cute.
Without fail.
Her hair color is the same as yours.
Mhm.
She's ginger.
Ginger. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
No, so that was fire. If you haven't seen that, I definitely enjoyed that today. And then otherwise I've kind of stayed off of podcasts. Bernie, we're definitely gonna do a podcast where we play that clip that you sent me, because that was amazing. The Bill Maher one. I just have to figure out how to do it without getting dinged for it.
Can't you just play like 2 seconds of it? And then
No,
pause
there's
it?
a way to do it because there's so many reaction videos out there where they play like 7 minutes of a clip and then talk about it afterwards. And I just have to figure
All I
out
can say is that most of the time, the only time we get like copyright stuff is if a
a
song,
song comes on. Yeah.
and that's very easy. I just remove the song and they still continue
Oh,
to
let's
talk.
see what Bruce Wayne sent us while we're on here because I
Boy.
wasn't sure. I didn't want to bring it up.
Bruce, what did you send us?
But let me see what Bruce said. And then what did he send me? What is this? Hold on. All right. I have no idea. This is definitely going to be a blind react. So let's see. Uh-oh. House of Representatives. Okay, here we go.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Last week stung. As Democrats, we simply failed to convince the American people we have better ideas to solve their problems. But we do. Now we need to dust ourselves off and get ready to fight. We can't let Donald Trump's extreme MAGA agenda go unanswered or unopposed. Zone defense isn't going to work. We're going to have to go man on man.
We're gonna have to go man on man. Also, we failed to convince the American people of what?
That they had better policies.
They never even talked about policies. There was nowhere that they even said anything about a policy. Okay, moving on.
So here's an idea for how to organize our opposition. We need to borrow from our British friends and appoint a shadow cabinet to fight back against the worst abuses of a second Trump administration.
What's a shadow cabinet? Is that what you're saying? That we're too stupid to know what's right for us, Bruce
Creation
Wayne.
of a shadow cabinet along with helpful visual aid.
Okay, let's go.
It's aimed voters incoming administration.
The special relationship between the United States and Britain extends not just to our strength on the global stage, but also to our shared commitment to democracy. Across the Atlantic, the British have something we don't: a team from the opposition that mirrors the government's own cabinet members. They watch the cabinet closely, publicly challenging, scrutinizing, and offering new ideas. It's another form of checks and balances, a quiet guardrail that holds those in power accountable.
Quiet guardrail always makes me feel not okay. Like what? And when you're gonna name something shadow, that also makes me not feel okay.
With a shadow cabinet, there's no hiding. Each decision by the government faces a ready counterpoint, not just from the media and voters, but also from political leaders poised to step in. Shadow cabinet members can also become the clear point people for advocacy and grassroots organizers, making it easier to unify and amplify the solutions that those in power are ignoring. It's democracy's insurance policy, and it strengthens the government too.
Is it democracy's insurance policy or is it the Democrats' insurance policy? Like, what does that do? I'm gonna have to look into this. Officer Tatum, who's going to pay for this?
I mean, valid question.
What else is in it? This is seditious treason. Even talking about it openly in the floor of Congress. This man should be arrested day one, Trump's presidency, and charged and tried for treason and sedition. Damn. Isn't this treason? Damn. A shadow government to work against.
That's true. That's a good statement, Bruce. Imagine if Republicans had said this.
Yeah, fair. Damn. Shadow government to work against the one picked by the will of the people.
Bernie Gannon, this guy likes democracy a lot, but only when he
and his cronies win. Shit. We already have a shadow government. It's called the deep state. Yeah.
Oh.
Let's go. Okay. All right. Oh, so Democrats are the real threat to democracy. Yes. Fair. All right. Thanks, Bruce. That was fun. Now I'm going to have to look into this. That was a good time.
Crazy.
Everyone needs a Bernie. Everyone needs all you guys. You guys are freaking fabulous. Thank you. Have a great Thanksgiving, everybody. We're going to be eating a lot of turkey and watching
we'll be back.
a lot of football, but we'll be back on Friday. I'm sure we'll go on Wednesday or something. I don't know, maybe just for fun. But if not, we're definitely back on Friday with Ellie Hiller. She wants to talk about all the things that have happened in the last month. So we're going to get into that. Little G doing any sports? Not right now.
No, not right now. He goes to a little after school hangout with some of his friends on Tuesday and Thursday, and then boxing every Sunday.
Yeah.
But looking into getting him into the next thing, I haven't told him yet, and I haven't told you yet, but I did find a chess program.
Oh, yeah.
He's like obsessed with wanting
chess.
to play chess.
Yep.
But he very much is that kid that wants to play to win or only play
by himself.
the way that
he'll play both sides of the
wants to
board.
play.
Yeah.
So I think that might be a fun thing for him to go do and to actually learn. Like, we've taught him the game. He knows how to play.
Yeah.
But he very much is like, well, I want to win, or I want to do it my way. I don't really want to do it your way. But
So
going into a group of
That's
his
cool.
peers might be fun.
That's fun.
And
I didn't
then-
even know that. My wife runs my house. If
And then
nobody knew
looking
that.
into his next sports. So find something inside. He wants to play baseball in the spring. So we
Yep.
definitely have that coming up, once we get there. But over the winter, something inside, probably indoor soccer or something, just to have him run around for a couple days.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? A couple days a week. He still does speech on Friday, so he's still pretty busy.
Yeah.
But sports, definitely want to get him into some sports again, because right now, like I said, he's hanging out, he's doing things with his friends, but they're not playing like a team sport. So
Good wives usually run the house. Yeah, she definitely runs my household. And I wouldn't know where
and
anything
she
is.
tells me to slow down. So that's
Yeah, today I was
the
like,
relationship.
hey, go get your feet rubbed somewhere. Go.
And I did. I got my nails done.
Good job.
I did. I listened. So now I
Um,
have to bribe her to go out to dinner with me. That's the next bribe.
Okay, big stretch. Thanks, guys. We
Yep.
appreciate you. Have a great Thanksgiving if we don't see you before that. But if not, like I said, we got Ellie. We got Ellie on Friday and Sean Woodland on Sunday. So
Yep.
it'll be a good weekend.
It'll be a very good weekend.
Hope
so.
you guys are all happy, healthy, safe.
And guys, if there's ever something that you are like, you want to hear from us, like specifically, like just send the podcast or Garrett a DM and you know what I mean? So Bernie, I'll take that title. I'll take that title. But if there's any questions or specific topics you want us to talk about, I mean, I know we've been talking about politics a lot. My wife is loving this.
Sorry.
But just shoot us a DM and let us know, and we'll definitely have a show on that.
Yeah.
So, all right.
Awesome, guys. Thanks. Have a great night. Love y'all.
Bye, guys.
Deuces.
So we going to dinner?